easily understand.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome to the Robb Crocker Show, featuring myself, Alice Gonzalez, and of course, Jared Burrows.
JB.
Yeah, let's go, JB!
We have, of course, the Robb Crocker, always, and we have a special guest, never before seen on the show. Just kidding.
It's been a while.
The Don Miller is here with us.
Yeah.
How you doing, Don?
Thanks so much for inviting me. I missed Black History Month. I was working on behalf of my people then.
Tonight's going to be a special show. We're going to start out.
I forgot somebody.
Well, yeah, I got interrupted. I was kidding. But we got, of course, Mike is here. You guys remember Mike. He's back. He's off camera right now. We couldn't fit him in.
No,
so,
but I'm on the microphone. You know what I'm saying? Not the earphones, microphone.
And then we have a live audience today. We have David as well. He's here joining us in the background. Cheers, applause. Okay.
So what we
As
want to
you were
do, so frequently, we talk about things that are from A to Z. Today is the 100th day of President Trump's term. And ironically, it seems like he's been there a lot longer than that.
It does, yeah.
And he's done tremendous amount of work since he's been in there. And the thing that is amazing about it all is he's done it all by himself. Nothing's been done with Congress. Nothing's been done with the Senate yet. So it is all reversible at the end of the day. So we need the Congress and Senate to get on board. But tonight we're going to talk about black-hearted issues that do not sit well with me, and I think are ultimately going to hurt this country. And it's a plethora of things that have happened from last week, but I want to give everybody a chance just to talk for a second before I get into it about things that have they've seen and they've talked about for the past week. So, JB, is there anything that you've seen this week that has kind of just been abnormal, or everything status quo in your world?
Well, the past few weeks, I'd say the federal judges constantly getting in the way of our executive branch. You know, Mr. Trump, you know. I don't like that. I don't think that should be done. There should be a clean way for him to run his agenda, as we all voted for. I think that's very important. I think that the stagnation of constant people pushing back and forth, especially from the federal judges at that level, does not look good for us at all.
That's one of the things I wanted to talk about, so we'll briefly talk about that, Gonzo, if you give me a second. I don't think anybody, whether it's Mike or Don's been in the situation where he can speak a lot more intelligently about this because he's been around judges. I think that they have an oath to serve the Constitution of the United States of America. I don't think, whether it's an illegal immigrant with ICE or a murderer, that a judge has the...
Are you speaking of the judge in Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Judge Dugan? Let me just say this. This is the bottom damn line. I think the American people are not familiar with what's happening because the media hasn't covered that case. I don't care what party you're in. If you are a sitting judge, if you are sworn an oath, and you hide an illegal from a federal agency, you need to get your monkey ass on. So removing her from the bench is absolutely okay with me. And this is one of the things that while I watch this, you are a sitting judge. You are to go by the law, not by your feelings, but by the law.
What is your thoughts?
Isn't that aiding and abetting on a federal level?
Absolutely, it's aiding and abetting.
She's committed a crime.
And again, so
Yeah.
I don't even know why anybody is defending. I know.
What do you mean you don't know why?
I know judges who are not defending that. Okay?
But you see judges who are in the same party that she is of saying they will not hold court cases.
And they all should be removed immediately.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So,
And this ain't politics.
well, you know what it is? You know what it is, Don Miller?
What is it?
It's black and white.
Where the hell he going with this one?
It's not salmon.
listen,
it's,
hey,
it's not
everybody-
salmon.
Yeah,
it's not salmon.
Button your shirt, Don. Button your shirt.
Hey, do me a favor, subscribe and like. Tell people about the Robb Crocker Show on YouTube. Subscribe and like. Follow Robb Crocker and the Robb Crocker Show on all platforms. Correct?
Absolutely.
That is correct.
Okay, go for it.
You speak the truth.
All right, Gonzo, what are your thoughts on the judge?
Which one?
The judge
Hannah
did.
Dugan, the judge who hid the damn illegal.
I don't think that's right. I think that she got what she deserved.
But it's not about getting what she deserved. It's about every judge sitting in a courthouse tomorrow morning looking at someone who walks in there and disagrees with the law. You got a DUI. Well, I don't like the highway patrolman that pulled you over. If he comes in my courtroom, I'm going to escort you out. And it's when I say highway patrolman, I mean that equivalent to ICE. That's what it is. A judge does not have the ability to do what they're doing. The law is the law. The Constitution is the Constitution. They are there. A lot of judges are elected. Am I correct, Don?
Yes, most of them.
Okay. So they're elected by the base, which we all know what the base is.
And even if they're appointed outside of the federal and the Supreme Court, even if they're appointed on the local level, state level, they eventually have to run again. So yes.
If a judge is appointed by the government and she or he took place in this, they should be removed immediately. If a person was elected, they need to have to run again. I don't know, but I don't see how she ever sits on the bench again.
Well, I think you have to speak for the jurisdictions in which you come from. When you get to the Midwest and to many of those Midwestern jurisdictions, you have to understand that those places look at America and look at politics different than you. I think so often people believe that everybody thinks the way they believe. My issue with this judge, Hannah Dugan, is absolutely the fact that when you take an oath to uphold the law, LAW, no matter if it's Wisconsin, Alaska, Ohio, Illinois, whatever, you are abiding by the law of that state. And for her to know that someone is in opposite of the law and to cover that, that's just a simple basis for removal.
All right, I'm going to be the devil's advocate here. If she's doing that for him, how do I know, Mike, that she's being fair to me when I go in? If a judge is unilaterally making a decision not based on the law, based on her personal belief, how does that happen? And how does that affect me on my court case?
On your child support case.
There you go.
That's crazy, right?
On your child support. What he
it's
said,
good,
Mike,
but-
is
right.
this.
No, it's good.
How does a
It's-
judge who
we're in
shows
a
this
sy-
emotion...
So we're in a system.
Yeah.
We're in a system to where they are for the mother or for the father. Like, there's so many crazy things that are going on with child support. I mean, if that's what we're talking about.
No, that's what I'm
We're
saying.
talking about
I'm
a
getting to the
judge's
point.
basis.
I'm telling the point of the mindset of a judge. So
Right.
if a judge can become so emotionally involved in a situation that she will hide an illegal because of her political position or her emotional state, how does a judge whose baby daddy or ex-husband just went through a divorce proceeding or a child support proceeding with a sitting judge, how does you come in the courtroom and then she won't tear your ass up because of what she just went through?
Yeah, I don't even know about that, but I mean that's messed up. That's what I'm saying.
So everything has a basis, is what
That
we're
is-
saying.
that is
pretty much
messed
what I
up.
was saying.
That is
But
messed
then
up.
you have a
That is
judge
fucking messed up.
who's her sister judge that go out on Thursday night or
What
Friday
country-
night or
What
Saturday.
country is this, though?
That's the country of Milwaukee.
is this America?
This is
There's
America.
a country called Milwaukee. You
Oh,
familiar with it?
Milwaukee. Oh,
It's
yeah,
about an
yeah,
hour
yeah.
Don't they
north
make
of
like
Chicago.
tools?
So-
or something?
Don't they
they
have
make
like?
beer and
Oh my
cheese.
God!
They're like the
Isn't that
biggest tool exporter.
So was she disbarred for life or suspended for
No,
like
we
10
haven't
years?
gotten that far.
Okay.
Don't they
We
do-
have seen her in handcuffs. We have seen her have an attorney.
Did they actually put her in handcuffs?
Mug-
Yes,
Shot.
they did.
They got
And there's a mugshot.
And what is it? What is the charge?
For everything, it's a
Obstruction
felony.
of
Everything
justice?
that we've talked about, it is that. But now,
Well, I think that's a lot too. I think the lady should be removed from the bench for sure. And I don't know if she should go to jail, but I think the
okay, that's bullshit. What happens to the guy that's sitting there listening to a judge sentence him? And he's like, you know what? I don't like what you're sentencing me for. I'm going to run. I'm going to jump over the bench and I want to beat your ass. So he shouldn't get sentenced. It's the same bullshit.
No,
Come on.
let me just say this, Crocker. Again, you're talking to a black guy.
I'm a
Yes.
white guy.
But the disparity among judges and the Negro is significantly greater in this country. Let's go look. I'm saying I don't know if the judge should go to jail.
She's
I'm
white,
saying-
by the way.
She is Caucasian from the island of Caucasus. I'm saying
Everybody's
that the judge,
creating drugs, man. Everybody's like synthetically creating drugs. Like, swear to God, it's crazy.
Even Milwaukee?
They are. Milwaukee
I'm
is
just saying
like,
the judge
swear
should
to God.
definitely be removed and he reevaluated to see if this judge,
Reevaluated for what? She
But
should
she-
immediately be disbarred.
to see if this judge is qualified. They have this thing called they have this thing called the JQC, the Judicial Qualifications Committee, and this is in most states where there's a committee of other judges who sit and look at judges who cross the line from an ethical standpoint, and quite frankly, this was criminal. And from this standpoint, I just think that people are emotional and not informational, and this judge, because of her liberal leanings, felt the need to get engaged in. What do you think, JB?
I would say at least revoked for 10 years.
What, put her in the closet for 30?
At least 10
What,
years.
put her in the closet for 24 hours? Man, 10 years is shit. Your mentality and your mindset ain't changing.
She loses her job. She can't be a judge for 10 years. She loses everything. What do you
Yeah,
mean?
right.
What are you talking about?
But you can't
So
take-
she has the opportunity to come back in 10 years?
You have to reapply to the bar back
But
again.
you can't take a person's livelihood because they feel a certain way emotionally.
Perfect segue.
I wish the white community felt like this when young black men at 18, 16 being caught in a stolen car gets their entire rights taken away for 20 years in a row. I wish the white community felt like this. Go ahead.
I do feel this way.
You do.
Well, I'm sitting here, I'm getting ready to I'm laying everything on the line from the white man to the black man to the Hispanic man today. So,
And we are represented by one Hispanic, too.
Half Hispanic.
yeah.
Hey, that's when he went sideways like, hell no. Hell no. Don't put me in that.
Here's the best part.
I love you, young
We're
fella.
represented by two Hispanics that want to get rid of all the Hispanics out of the country.
Are you Hispanic?
I'm not Hispanic.
He white from the island of Caucasus, too.
Mike, are you Hispanic tonight?
I am not Hispanic tonight.
Can you drink some more tequila and maybe?
I mean, you don't. Yeah, I mean, here. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing here for me.
Let's shout out Mike and where he comes from, how people can meet him.
All right, Mike is one of the infamous mixologists at the Vineyard, and he is probably one of the finest bartenders that I've ever had drinks from. He is entertaining, he is sadistic, sarcastic, but he will always make sure you leave happy.
And you can recognize him by his two small shirts.
And John, let's not talk about let's not talk about that.
The beautiful part about
I'm
not
gonna
having
give-
a
I'm gonna
camera
give all
tonight,
that, and then-
I don't remember
and
when
then-
you were a kid.
and then-
There was a point in your life when you were at a stage that you might have needed to be wearing a Husky shirt, and
Are
your
we talking
mom
about
didn't
Don
want
Miller?
you
Or
to
are we
go to
talking
Husky.
about me?
I need a husky shirt
I've
now.
never done that, but I got these notes, and I don't know.
They're all blank.
I don't know if like they gave me these notes to say, to do things, and there they are.
Speaking of saying
I
something,
don't know, if I
Gonzo,
can-
let's
if
segue.
I can show
Gonzo, let's
these
talk
on-
about who makes us
If I
happy
can
and
show
keeps us on
these
the air.
on, if I can show these on the whatever this is, but that's great.
Outside of Mike,
cool.
Mike always makes us happy. We
That's
have
cool. Yeah.
Branch
then-
and Barrel, which is a whiskey, not tequila. Sorry, Mike. But they
mind?
also have a vodka coming out. I do not mind at all.
Thank you
This
so
is
much.
the weeded bourbon that I'm about to share with you. And if anyone else wants some,
The
please
show is
speak up.
sponsored
Okay,
by
okay. Branch and Barrel.
We did bourbon. I haven't had it before.
Well, John, I want you to have some flagship
They should
bourbon.
probably get tequila in there too.
Okay.
Well,
Now,
next
can we
up,
shout our driver out? We didn't drive tonight.
yes, we have a wonderful driver named David Washington.
And he is a great
Maybe I should
guy.
get a
He's a
cold
businessman, real estate mogul. He's a car wash mogul, and he's a great driver. And he brought
And we're
us
going to segue into the next segment.
Welcome,
because
Dave.
It's perfect time to segue. He, as in David Washington, and the Robb Crocker made a wager 7 months ago.
At least 7 months ago.
Yeah. And I knew how the system was going to work. So I took one position. He took another position.
What system you speak of, sir?
I speak of the NFL,
Okay.
filled with white ownership.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
And there was particularly one white quarterback and one African American quarterback. And I was like, I saw the
7 months ago, there were only two quarterbacks talking about at that moment.
Yes.
It was a white guy and a black guy.
It was Cam Ward, which was number one.
Cam
Cam
Ward,
Ward was number one. He
Deion
was
Sanders,
always.
and a white
but then
guy.
it was going to be Shadur Sanders and Jackson Dart.
That's three.
That was it.
Three names, right?
That was it.
All right.
So I said, knowing what I know about
White
rich white people,
people. Okay, yeah.
that and I know what I have seen since I was a young man with Deion Sanders having the thumb of the white man always on him. Deion Sanders just became what he became when he went to Colorado. He finally got the chains off, is the best way I know how to say it,
Did he?
as a coach.
Did he
We
lose his
shall
toes or something?
overcome.
Didn't he lose his toes?
someday.
Didn't he lose his toes or something?
saying,
He had
yeah,
some
he
funky toe thing.
Fungus?
Do you-
Yes,
No,
he
no,
did.
no.
Didn't
He
got
lost his toe. He had a
cut
toe
off?
problem. It's not funny.
Right.
But they
no,
did have
it
to
is
take
funny.
his toe.
He got his toes cut off or something.
Before we get too deep into it, we have some great comments tonight.
All right, let's
I'd
go.
love to start with, we're taking it back a little bit. Jared is not Hispanic, but he is worried about getting deported. That's why he's very. Since I'm half Hispanic, they're only going to send half of me back. I don't know how it's going to work.
Your lower half.
God
Probably.
forbid
That's
I'm
the good
Polish.
half, though.
I mean, my God.
The NFL stands for National Furry League,
Oh,
and someone
man.
corrected him and said National Felon League.
That's a racist. Okay.
Continue.
So pretty much where
Top
we're going
that.
with this. So last Thursday night,
We were all together.
Last Thursday night, myself, Crocker, David, who we continue to speak of, who's a great friend of ours. We have a small circle. Crocker and David, 8 months ago, I just checked. They made a bet, but we were sitting watching the draft with at least a couple of former NFL, really good players, not bench riders, but really good players. And it was a great time among
Then I
guys.
hurt one of them's hand.
So Crocker shakes an NFL guy's hand, and he hurts his hand. Did we tell you about this?
Was he a catcher or no?
Anyway, the point is this. Crocker wants to talk about the Deion Sanders child, Shadur Sanders. As you know, University of Colorado, transferred from Jackson State after his dad became the head coach at the University of Colorado. Before they landed there, the Buffaloes had only won one game the previous season. They went on to win 4 games the first season. The second game, I think they won 8 or 9 games. And this kid was definitely one of the top prospects in the NFL draft. Somehow he fell to the 5th round. And so the conversation Thursday, Friday, and even
Prospects
Saturday,
opinionated.
watching the NFL
And David will
draft,
agree to that. It's opinionated.
watching the NFL draft was that how does this kid who was ranked in the top 4 or 5 prospects, fall to 100 and what was it, 188, Dave? What was he, 178, 180? 144. And if you understand football, and this is not really about football, this is about America today more so than football, Crocker.
Any cold?
This kid, in real time, in real world, this kid lost $10 million.
It's actually greater than that.
I know, but in the real world, the base loss would be 10 million, 30 million, right? $30 million, okay? My concern is that there are many people calling race on this. I don't call it race, but I do believe that there was some level of collusion. Go ahead.
I don't know about collusion. It happened exactly like I thought it was going to happen. I knew that the can was open when I saw the stage. This is before anybody started talking about what, when, and how. Everyone else's backdrop was their house, their being. And he was in Texas at his dad's house. In his backdrop,
Which is actually not a house. It's an estate.
a state.
Okay.
But his backdrop,
A black man can't have an estate.
but his backdrop
Right.
said selfishness.
Okay.
His backdrop was all about legend, dollar sign, and since this has happened, there's been videos come out of practice as Dion, or not, it was Allen Iverson. Practice.
Hey, wait, hold on. Hold. I'm not going to let you take no shots at AI right now.
No, hell, he didn't need to practice.
Thank you. All right, go.
He didn't
go
need
ahead.
to practice.
Find somebody else.
Shadir did.
Take a shot at
But,
You're not taking a shot at AI.
Cam
You
Ward
cannot
said
put
the
AI.
video of
Shadir couldn't drive AI golf
Cam
course.
Ward and Shadir practicing together. Cam Ward gave it to Shadir like there was no other.
And we're not denying that. What's your point?
Cam Ward called out Shadir for being selfish. Cam Ward, on the same practice field while the two of them are working out together, said everything that happened in the NFL draft. He was selfish. He didn't care about anybody else. It was all about him. And an NFL franchise is a lot more than one player. That's why the owners did not want to take the risk on having it all.
So he's kind of like Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, ironically, truth.
He's kind of like Johnny Manziel. Am I making this up? Anybody?
No, Johnny Manziel. No.
So
Johnny
you have
Manziel.
two selfish individuals where they love playing football, but they put themselves as hedonistic individuals ahead of the team. You cannot have a quarterback that cannot walk in the locker room. I mean,
I agree. I agree.
Give me 1 second.
I agree with you.
Probably not the most talented quarterback in the NFL, but when he walks in the locker room, every player in that locker room knows
Who are you speaking of?
that his heart and soul, Baker Mayfield, which Cleveland got rid of. When he went to Tampa, through his travels of LA and Carolina Panthers.
Definitely good call.
But when he went to Tampa, when he got to Tampa, through his practice, through his play, everyone in that locker room gravitated to him, that he is our leader. That is not what Shadir represents. At least not yet. But guess what? The book's not closed. He has the opportunity to go in there, to win the position, to show the organization that he is the guy. But right now, he has to be one of many. He cannot go in there with the mindset, I am one of few.
So I think what you're saying is e pluribus unum. He has to go in there with the mindset. But my concern with the young fellow is leadership. And I think the quality, the greatest
What part of what I just said, did you not
He's
hear?
going to be traded.
The greatest quality. No. I think the greatest quality of great
He's
leaders.
going to be traded.
The
He's
greatest
gonna be.
quality of great leaders.
What is he, like the sixth string quarterback that got fucking, like, he's got, like, they picked him up?
We
Cleveland
haven't
Browns?
even started yet. So
He's got all the, like, swear to God, dude, seriously.
The greatest quality of a leader is humility, right? The great
Absolutely.
leaders, all great leaders have shown significant humility, even in difficult times.
I'm very humble myself. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I know you are. That's why I would like for you to like my cigar. Okay, but no. But the point
Cheers
I make
now.
is
everyone, I hope you realize that
Good.
trains can go in circles. They don't always have to go straight.
What if the track is circled?
That's why I'm saying we can go in a circle.
Oh, okay.
But I just want to say I think Shedeur Sanders is a victim of his dad's relationships or alleged relationships. And quite frankly, for those people who don't understand, Deion was the greatest in his era. There was nobody better in the NFL at that time. Nobody. Not one person was better in Deion's era than Deion.
Bo Jackson.
I think I think
Deion's
I
even
think-
said it.
No. Bo's my friend. I love Bo. I love Bo, right? I think Bo was humble in his greatness. Oh, hold on. Let me say that for the people in the back. Bo was humble in his greatness. Deion played a baseball game and flew to the football game in a helicopter.
Which was amazing.
That's pretty cool.
But Bo was humble in his greatness. Bo just said, I'm going to just run straight up the field. Anybody in my way going to get hit by the Buick. Right?
Yeah.
And he never talked. Go find me some Bo Jackson talking about how good he was. You're not going to find it,
I
right?
thought Deion
Huh?
lost a toe. Did he lose a toe? Did he lose a toe?
Deion Sanders at his prime.
I thought he lost
The
a toe.
lightning
Deion
bolt.
Sanders lost a
But
toe.
to me, Deion Sanders is
Did
one
he
of
have like a toe thing? Like he lost his toe?
But Deion, Mike.
his right toe, or his left toe.
Deion, you know
or
how you
something?
make a Manhattan with your eyes closed sometimes?
I can't make a Manhattan with my eyes closed.
Or open.
Oh my God.
That was good right there. That was good.
So when you go to the vineyard, be sure not to order a Manhattan.
Right, because
But he can smoke anything.
I guess.
That smoke Mai Tai you make?
Yo, I don't make a Mai Tai. I'm just saying, Deion Sanders lost his toe, didn't it? Can
Yeah,
we look
but
that up?
again, Deion was
Can
the
we look that
greatest.
up?
He did,
lost
he
his-
did, yeah.
I think
He did.
I think
Did he
that-
lose his
Yeah.
toe?
I think
Thank
that-
you very much. He lost his toe.
But the premise of this conversation is, I think as a father,
And
who
he was
played-
his dad's agent.
At-
He is the agent of his
I
his
think
son.
at the level
and-
which Deion Sanders played, I think
They don't want that in the NFL.
Just as a parent, I think the kid didn't show enough humility for some people. But you also understand who owns the NFL, who owns the league, who are the owners of the league, right?
God bless.
And
right?
and Deion was liked by the fans of the league, but I don't think the ownership of the league liked Deion as much as people perceive. And this kid did a lot of things that his dad should have pulled him in and reeled him in and said, hey, look, get to the next level first and then do that.
But his dad made the mistake.
His
It
dad
wasn't Shedeur or Shiloh. His
Who
dad.
was Shiloh?
His
I'll
other,
go there. That's my
his other
church.
son.
Oh, Shiloh, I know. Shiloh Missionary
And
Baptist
look
Church.
what-
Shiloh signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers after he fired his dad and hired an agent.
Who did Shiloh pay for?
Colorado.
Oh, okay. Did he play?
He was a defensive back,
How many interceptions he had?
very few. But after he hired an agent, he got signed by Tampa Bay.
Look, I think there's some,
Deion Sanders done his greatest mistake was
I think there's some racism in this.
there ain't no racism in me, motherfucker.
I think Miami should have picked him
I
up.
say in this.
I really do.
Who?
I think they should have
But
picked
you're
him
a
up.
Dolphins fan.
I am, but I think they should have
Picked up
him
who? Shiloh?
Gotta
Yes.
catch them all.
Oh, so he wanted a defensive
That would have
back.
been perfect.
Your
That would've been
quarterback is on a defibrillator as we speak.
I know. I'm just saying.
But Deion Sanders' greatest mistake, in my opinion, was when he came out and said that he was going to dictate where his son played. My son's not going to do this. My son's not going to do that. And the only other player
I agree with that.
in NFL history, and they did not come out and do that were the Mannings when Eli Manning was drafted by the San Diego Chargers at that particular time, where it worked out great for the Giants because he said, I'm not going to play. And Phillip Rivers went to the Chargers.
Who was a pretty good player.
Hell, he took them to the playoffs over and over and over. But that's where I think
And he's from Lake Mary, right?
Phillip Rivers,
Where's Phillip Rivers from?
they played at NC State.
Who's the Rivers kid from Lake Mary?
No, that kid's going to Florida.
Okay.
But Phillip Rivers played at NC State. Good guy, family guy.
NC State, Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
Quarterback.
And he went to San Diego, and it worked out well for the Giants. But when Deion Sanders said what his son was not going to do, is when I knew.
But you're a parent. Come on.
I knew I was going to win the bet.
When
I knew I was going to win the bet.
But you're a parent and you're a former player. Yes or no?
Yes.
Sometimes, even as a parent and a former player, you love your kid and you get excited when your kid does well. But even some parents get caught up in the emotion.
Don Miller, you played football? You did?
What's in
Don
a
Miller,
what's
you
in,
played
hey,
fucking
Mike,
football?
Mike,
played
what's in a
football?
Manhattan?
Huh?
What's in a Manhattan?
He don't know.
Bourbon?
What else? This is the bartender from the vineyard.
No, this
shit.
is the bartender that you just said was one of the best.
Oh, yeah. You got a little sweet vermouth, you got bourbon, and you have a little dash of bitters. There you go. That's the best one.
You missing
right there.
something.
And then if you get chocolate, what am I missing right now?
If you get chocolate.
You could put some chocolate bitters in there, yeah. That's a Vineyard Manhattan at the...
Just always remember, if you go in the vineyard,
the
ask
Vineyard
for
Manhattan.
Lauren. Lauren will be there to
And
take
I'm gonna
care
give a
of
shout.
you.
I'm gonna give a shout out to Lauren because
Mike say he has to give shout outs. Go get your shout outs because we going to turn the corner real quick.
We're getting ready to go
he's
somewhere
just a
heavy.
No more sports ball.
Okay, what's your shout outs?
What?
You guys said you had some shout outs.
Lauren Schultz, the Vineyard. Robbie.
Who is Robbie?
Robbie's my man.
Who's Robbie?
Robbie's my man.
Who is
He's-
Robbie?
He's the owner of the Vineyard.
What is Robbie's name?
Robbie Jones.
There you go.
Does
Robbie
he like
Jones
you? Does he
is
like
the owner
you?
of the Vineyard.
Does
Robbie
he actually
Jones,
like
I'm gonna give you that shout
as
out.
a person?
Lauren, I'm gonna give you that shout out that I never give you, and to the best person that ever entered my life,
I want to shout her
Cynthia
out.
Bresnick.
Cindy.
Thank you very much.
Cindy, I love you, Cindy.
I want
And if
everybody
she's
to
listening-
remember
and if
about
she's listening to it,
restaurants.
that's fine.
He just
I want-
shouted out Cindy
Because
Bresnick.
I mean, everybody else was like, when you were on there, you never give me a shout out. So I was like, that was good.
All right, well, you got your shout
Shout out
outs
my
of the way.
nieces. Can
So
you shout
anyway,
my nieces out?
If you want to make the fucking perfect Manhattan,
There we go.
Hey!
you do a little chocolate bitters. You do a little, you do, right? And you do some great bourbon, High West, rye, right?
This is beautiful.
All
Don't
right.
shake it. You don't shake
I
it.
want you to understand one
Did we
thing.
lose his mic?
No, it's still on.
Okay. So
What you need, Don, excuse me, sir. I think it's great that you're talking about everyone out front, but I think so infrequently that you and all of the wait staff forget about how wonderful and how incredible
You are?
Absolutely.
You are, Crocker?
But
How
the,
wonderful and incredible
but the-
that when
but
you
the-
walk into our restaurant, that we kiss your ass and that you are the number one person in that fucking restaurant. You walk in and you are handed whatever you want. You're there. You're done.
hey, I come there
And
too.
Crocker, you walk in the kitchen. So you've overwhelmed Don Miller because Don Miller was there. And then you're
This is
like,
a white
you're
privilege.
up there.
Colonization.
This is white
So you
privilege.
both are there.
This is white
Where
privilege.
I was
You
going-
were there before him,
Right?
wasn't you?
So let me
there
tell you
before
this.
him?
Let me tell you this. So when
Yeah,
you
I don't
come
want
in,
this kind of attention,
and
though.
then everybody kisses your
It's a little
ass,
too much.
and everybody gives you what you want.
All right, here's the reason, Gonzo. We're switching the page.
Turn the corner.
What I was saying was everyone forgets how important the back of the house is.
Yes.
Chef Liz, Madison, everybody back there works
Dishwasher.
simultaneously as
I don't even
one.
know his name.
Say passe to Gene.
Everyone
Say
works
passe to Gene.
Everybody in that back of the house.
simultaneously.
You know
this,
Gene?
this is the
Who is
reason.
Gene, man?
He's the chef on the grill to make sure my steak comes out.
And what
perfect-
country is he
perfectly.
from? Say passe.
He wears the Tampa Bay Buccaneers hat, so that's all we need to know.
He from Haiti. For the
So,
for the Prince.
one more
Ghana,
time.
Jacques Mel.
To try.
Nobody.
This is
Y'all
what,
just proud about every
this
white
is
person in
why,
there.
This is why the back of the house gets no credit. Because nobody gives a
Nobody
shit
cares
about it.
about him.
Listen to how he gets
I
so
do.
He
crazy.
just shouted out everybody at the bar. The back people out who making the food ain't get no love.
Absolutely. And
They're in the back
without,
of the house.
without the back of the house,
You don't have the front of the house.
and every server looks like a fool. They make y'all look.
Wow, we
tremendous.
missed the best bartender in that thing. Big Richard.
Who the hell's that?
We're not.
Who was that?
Why would you even bring that up? But anyway.
Tiny.
Anyway.
Tiny. You know what? Everybody needs a player that can fit in and fill in, and
Let's turn
Tiny
the corner.
does that.
Hey, Big Rob.
What's next?
Let's turn the corner, Rob.
All right, here's where I want to go, guys.
Turn the corner.
Oh, man.
This is probably where we're going to go south. And this past weekend in Florida, there was a scenario that everybody across the country, across the world saw. It was called Operation Tidal Wave,
What an amazing situation. Go ahead.
where hard-working Latin American people were pulled over in vehicles, and at that particular time, they didn't have the proper documentation, and
Isn't
they
it like
were.
White Lotus? Isn't that
I
like
need
the
you to
White
be
Lotus
quiet
thing?
for a couple seconds, sir, because my heart is in this issue. The black heart that I do have cares about every one of these people. So, when they're pulled over and they can't produce the proper documentation from the sheriff calls ICE, ICE shows up, and they're all arrested. They will go to maybe local jails, but from what I've understood, they have gone to Miami, and then they're in the process of being deported from the country. These aren't criminals. This is not what you saw on the news comparable to Colorado. These people were out at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning going to a job that no one else wants to do or will do.
At that wage.
You know what, Don?
At that wage.
These
We got to
guys
put
are-
that in there.
But
At
what-
that
what is-
wage.
what is a wage that you think is acceptable?
I'm just saying, nobody wants to do it at
$20+
that wage.
an hour? Here, Don, $20+ an hour.
That's what they were
That-
making?
That's the average starting wage in the construction
Okay,
industry.
I'm learning. Go ahead.
Davis-Bacon, which is the federal government,
Davis-Bacon is the legislative action started when?
but in this county, the wage is $13.50.
They make more than that.
Absolutely.
Okay, go ahead.
So they're making $6.50 more an hour.
Up to $10.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It could be 10 to 15.
Illegals.
Illegal.
Are they illegal?
Absolutely.
What is the definition of illegal, Gonzo?
Not legal.
Not legal.
Wow,
Keep going.
thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Keep going. Okay, I'm just okay.
You know what?
Okay,
I'm
go
not
ahead.
going to sit here and listen to this bullshit.
Come on.
I'm telling you,
I'm a
these
guest on the show.
I'm telling you, these people make America go around. You can hear "Make America Great Again." Well, I got some bad news for you. Without these 15 million people in the country will not go.
Okay, I'm a black man from Mississippi. If I get pulled over by the police without proper documentation, anybody going to know what happens to me?
I am a white man
Huh?
from Pennsylvania.
Hold on, Gonzo. What happens to me? Black man.
California. That's where I was
JB,
born.
what happens to me? Black man without documentation.
Where are you geographically?
Florida. Black man without documentation, D. What happens to
if
me?
you-
I go
so
to jail.
So Don Miller, if you
I
get
go to
pulled
jail.
over-
Let's put it this way. They'll probably let me off, no
So
problem.
Don Miller,
But guess what happens to me?
Don Miller, you get pulled over, you good? Your license is good?
No. If you
Hypothetically.
are in this country,
You're in that.
if you are in this country, black or white, and you don't have proper documentation, it is highly unlikely you're going to be allowed to leave the scene of that stop. Let's be clear legally. I get it. I understand.
Are you
that
saying like if you don't have a driver's license? Or
you don't have nothing. You ain't got a damn
You
thing.
can't even look it up.
You ain't got a damn thing.
Okay. Yeah.
You have no identification.
Yeah, they're gonna figure out where you are.
Huh? They're gonna hold you to find out who you are. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Anybody agree with that or disagree with that, right? So when I'm saying, Crocker, you're right, but the system is broken, and I am tired of people attacking the people and not the broken system. The fact is, Crocker, how many illegals do you engage with daily? Is this why you're upset?
I stopped at a gas station.
No comment. I'll defer that to someone else, to my counsel.
I stopped at a gas station today off Lake Mary Boulevard to get gas. And it was at lunchtime.
Was that after your haircut?
It was. But every vehicle there was a landscaping vehicle.
So after
Absolutely. No question about that.
I saw...
So after my haircut,
Hey! Simmer down. I told you this was serious to me. I'm going to throw you off the ship. You're not even going to get to walk the plank.
I get it.
But
After my haircut.
every vehicle there was filled with Latin Americans.
Okay.
Going in, going out. So the severity of what Donald Trump, President Trump is doing, and Governor DeSantis, I don't think anyone is understanding the repercussions of the decisions that are being made. It's easy to say, I want to remove every illegal immigrant in the country. Well, as we all know, I love hunting, I love fishing. Well, I care about fishing, I care about the fish. When you go offshore fishing and people are long lining, which means you're out there, you put a line out there with a hook spaced out every so frequently, that catches every fish in the ocean, which means it kills every fish in the ocean. That same premise works with the system that they're implementing for immigration right now. You can't throw one big net out and say, I want to catch every illegal immigrant. We've had a talk. If you're in the country and you didn't get your paperwork, you're here illegally. That's bullshit. I've had enough of that. Yeah, you're here illegally. Have you committed a crime that detrimentally hurts your local community? Have you committed a crime that hurts your state? Have you committed a crime that hurts the United States of America? If the answer is no, there has to be a way that we can implement you into society.
The definition of illegal is really simple. It's probably one of the most basic definitions you can find in Webster's. Not allowed or permitted. If you are in this country and you fall under not allowed or permitted, you are illegal. Is it for real that if a part of your great wealth that you have achieved, my friend, has not come at the hands, not of the Negro, of the Gonzalez brothers, would you feel the same way?
At one particular time in the 70s, the African American was the one driving the bus for the labor force
Absolutely.
across the country.
So
We have Cinco de Mayo on.
Guess what does not drive the labor force
anymore.
in the country.
Right.
It's the African American. The African American was the last labor force until the Latin Americans got here to do the work that no one else wanted to do.
But the African American was never, Gonzo, tell me if I'm wrong, illegal in this country.
One more time. I'm going to say this as politely as I know how to say it. The door was open from Reagan to the Bushes.
Yes.
There should have been something created and done at that particular point.
You're 100% right. Yes, sir.
This is where I'm going to get really pissed off. You know what? I'm going to cuss, Gonzo.
Oh no.
Oh, like never before here.
Don't go.
The liberal Democratic senators and congressmen who have been flying down to El Salvador to use the one guy down there
Yeah.
who is a member
Now, of MS-13.
of MS-13.
Yeah.
It's documented. They can say what they want to say. He's had multiple places in front of judges who said, you should be deported. Well, the reason he wasn't deported because of the scenario, he had to worry about a gang that possibly could kill him. You know what? That has no bearing on the 15 million people who are here illegally.
But think about this. And so in
Don, I'm sorry to interrupt.
In 1996.
So why did we call it Cinco de Mayo?
In
then?
1996,
Which is May 5th.
in 1996, the United States Senate and Congress came forth with the Illegal Immigration and Responsibility Act, right? The fact is that the system is broken, Crocker. I hear you, Crocker. I'm not picking strawberries. Nobody I know right now
I would never see you.
who
picking
was that who's
strawberries.
who's engaged in this. But I can tell you something,
Never see
Crocker.
you picking strawberries.
My grandmama and them, and they grandmama and them, and Dave's grandmama and them, and quite frankly, Gonzo, your ancestors came to this country and did grunt work. Yes or no? That was the only work.
My family did grunt work. A 2x2 tobacco stick across the back probably hurts worse than anything I've ever experienced in my life.
Somebody hit you?
You fucking right.
What about
How
heartbreak?
about the Polish people?
Heartbreak is fucking replaceable. Skin is
How about
not.
The Polish people. The Polish people, like.
Sit over there and enjoy your ride. So I
Is he-
want to stay on this
I want to stay on because I think this is very important to have a real conversation about.
because what people in this room and people in Lake Mary, Orlando, Florida,
Chicago, Cincinnati, Cleveland,
nowhere,
St.
everybody.
Louis, right?
Orlando last week, if you do not have a Latin American working, you do not have progress moving forward. Let's just say tomorrow morning, Donald Trump or the United States could put a net over 15 million illegal Latin Americans and they're all gone. Well, you know what's fixing to happen?
We would lose the food.
Nothing.
Their food.
Nothing's gonna happen.
Lose their food.
No new construction's gonna happen. We have a lot of smart people. Doge, those people there right now, if someone were to say, you know what? We have closed the border. We do not have any new people coming in here. All right, let's figure out what to do with the people that are here that are working. Out of 15 million people, there's less than 1% that are criminal.
But so Crocker, you're right. I totally agree with you. The average illegal in this country is not engaged in criminal activity. But that's a messaging problem from the top. So
That's why I need to be on the top.
let me just say this real quick. Most of the people who've snuck into this country illegally, let's be clear, I'm going to use that word because that's what they are, they're illegal, If I sneak my black ass into France or
But
Portugal
then you have all the mom
or
and pops
Spain
food,
or even
great
Venezuela,
food,
guess what's going to
great
happen?
Food everywhere.
Detained.
I will be detained.
Deported.
So we got to be
But you
careful.
can't even sneak into those countries.
Which is the bigger problem. That's what I just said, a broken system.
You realize in the late 80s, early 90s,
Yeah.
I remember people that I saw get caught, get in trouble. They literally would be back in the United States within 30 days.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate
But you have hired.
Get caught
I'll tell you,
doing-
if you want to be honest right now, and
Get
you don't
caught
have to
doing
be
what?
honest. You don't have to be honest. But if you want to go look back at the history of you and your engagement as a business owner, have you or have you not? You can get me with the Ixnay nod over there. Look at the wall. Have you hired illegals?
What the?
Because we're having a conversation. We want to be upfront. Yes or no?
Listen, all I'm saying
Yeah.
is that
Have you ever heard? You know what, Don?
Yes, I had a housekeeper. I don't know where she was from, but I also didn't know what the hell she was saying. Right? But she showed up. She did great work. I blessed her. I don't know where she was from. I don't know what she was saying. But I had one. So the people with 100 and 200 and 300, they should be held at a different level than me. I had one. Miss, I'm telling you, her name was Joanna. Miss Joanna.
She might still be here.
She might still be here.
Amigo.
Okay, but she can
Uno
clean-
pinche
she can
problema.
clean- she can clean.
Amigo. Uno pinche
I
problema
don't
ya.
even speak that. I
Hey,
speak hood.
necesita.
What the hell you talking about?
Necesita.
Okay, I speak hood. What you talking about?
Necesita mucho amigos. Necesita aquí.
What you talking about?
Exactly.
Right.
Because without them, you can.
Them? How racist is that?
I watched
Oh my
them.
God.
I watched.
Without
Oh,
them?
man.
If I wasn't here tonight, would
How
I be
many?
them?
I'm going to ask 3 questions.
Hey,
my
you
God,
weren't here
he's-
tonight, Mr.
yeah.
Venezuelan half. Would you be them to him?
How many Latin Americans?
many are there?
Pollock, Pollock.
All right, hold on.
Ask the Pollock. If
How
you weren't
many
here tonight,
Latin Americans?
Why am I a Polak right now?
Are you from Poland?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
No,
You
I'm
there.
no, I'm not.
How many Latin
California.
Americans
My
are
parents
building
are.
cars?
Your parents was. I remember
My
your
parents are.
I know
yeah,
your mama.
Like,
Okay?
I love them.
Okay, your mama is different though.
It's all cold. Like
Yeah.
it's all.
How
cold
many
things.
Latin
Yeah.
Americans are building cars?
Lawrence
None.
Schultz.
How many Latin Americans are doctors?
Lawrence Schultz.
There's some good ones
Illegal. We're talking how many illegal Latin Americans are building cars?
because they can't go to school because all the Jewish kids got the scholarships.
Cynthia Bresnik. Love you.
How many illegal Latin Americans are doing
Lawrence Schultz. You're
anything
amazing.
that no one else wants to do?
I know. I got a friend named Tommy. He's a plumber, and he's from Poland. And he
Oh,
came
I
into
know
the
Tommy.
yeah.
Oh
he
my
came
God,
into the
Tommy.
country. He came into the country
I don't know.
40 years ago as a plumber, and I don't know a better plumber than Tommy, right?
Oh, yeah,
But guess what
Tommy's
Tommy's
fucking
done?
greatest
He's worked
plumber ever.
hard. He's
Is he
built
Irish?
his family cities. No,
Is
he's
he-
Polak. He's from
Well,
yeah, yeah.
all the plumbers come from. Yeah.
Poland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Huh?
No.
Where do plumbers come from?
No, they come from Irish. They're all Irish fucking backed.
I don't know an
Plumbers,
Irish
man.
plumber.
They all. Tell me.
Hey, let's
a
real
fucking-
quick turn the corner.
Tell me an American fucking plumber that no, there's no American plumber. It's
Okay.
all Irish. It's all. There's no Polish.
Incorrect. There is no Polish anybody out there digging ditches
No.
to lay pipe.
The only
There's
Polish-
nobody out there
That's real.
digging
No, you're
footers.
Right. You're right, sir.
What Governor DeSantis, what President Trump needs to understand,
So you're upset at the president right now.
I'm upset with the broad paintbrush.
With the broad brush. Well, now watch this, guys. Remember on this show when I said the detriment to this administration could be, remember? You were here.
Yep.
The broad brush. I've been talking about the broad brush, Dave, for a long time. You
What?
attacked me on the broad brush.
Ah,
now
bullshit.
that it's affecting your pocket and you got to get a pack of biscuits and hedges from me, now the broad brush is a problem.
Long lining offshore is illegal.
Okay.
I want to make cast netting
Right.
for mice.
But let's talk about Starbucks,
Illegal.
one of your places you enjoy.
One of the things I want to finish up with the technology with Doge. and the smart people in this country, I think that we have the ability to utilize that with the illegal Latin Americans that are here to say, look.
You keep saying illegal. Let's say undocumented.
Well, because Gonzo was going to tell me they're here illegally, so I'm trying to prevent him telling me that. So, every undocumented slash illegal Latin American here.
Why they got to be Latin American?
Robbie John's been here like
Because that's who I want them to be tonight.
Because that's where you lost your money.
I want them to have the
How
opportunity.
many Nigerians that they came and got from your locations?
How many Nigerians are out there?
How many Haitians you had over there?
They're not out there wanting to work.
How many Dominicans that you had over there?
They're not out there wanting to work. I'm telling you, people who want to genuinely make America better. These people are not trying to hurt the local communities. It's not like the Haitians eating cats. These are people.
That's racist. That's really racist.
These are people who
I'll just tell you right now. Okay, that's racist.
I was on your show.
But Haitians eat cats.
So
Maybe you had to talk about them, though, but they definitely
what I
can.
want tomorrow morning.
They soak them in vodka.
Tomorrow morning,
real
I want every congressman.
look at that
Hey,
cats.
I need you to settle down. I want tomorrow morning. I want you to share this. Send it to whoever the hell you want to send it to. But every congressman, every senator who has gone to El Salvador, message them, call them, and tell them, I am here in the United States of America. Help, fight for me to figure out a way
I support that.
that we can come up with a system, whether it's an app, and I have to check in the morning that I'm going to work, or I'm home with my family at the end of the day. But let's solve the problem. The problem is solvable. Instead of advertising, hey, I'm in El Salvador. Reach out.
So you're speaking about your Congressman Maxwell Frost, right? Correct?
I'm speaking for everybody in the United States of America.
No, I agree with you. We should not be trying to get a gang member criminal from El Salvador. So the other day you went to Starbucks and you were highly offended. You called me up. You called me up while you were in the line and you said something that I didn't know. And then I did some research myself and David and Gonzo. Talk about Starbucks.
It's amazing to me. The price difference between a small, medium, and large coffee is quite a bit. But if you happen to buy a small coffee and tell them you want a medium cup and a large cup, and they give you all of that.
It's not medium and large. It's grande and something else.
Venti.
No, it's Venti.
Bullshit.
Grande.
Anyway, whatever the hell verbiage they want to use.
Right, okay.
There's 3 cups.
Ultra Grande.
There is 3
There's three cups, and they're
that
all-
cost a lot different.
And they're all the same size.
Right.
But they're all the same size. So Starbucks is steady not giving you what you're paying
So
for.
what's your beef with Starbucks?
The line's too long.
I don't think he has a beef with Starbucks.
The coffee sucks?
I really don't.
I like Venti chai.
Right? You
Chai?
do, right? Wait, whatever
What's
chai,
chai?
fucking
What's
whatever.
chai?
Like
Do you know what
Chai
chai
is.
is?
No, what's
Yeah,
chai?
I know
Mike,
what
talking
chai
to
is.
Mike. Mike,
It's
we
a
can't-
tea. It's a tea.
What is
Chai.
your favorite thing to drink, Mike?
With Starbucks?
Anything.
Tequila.
Mike, speak in the mic, please. Mike, come to the mic.
No, what Starbucks is like. So all I do, no, you. Seriously, Starbucks is shit right now. They are shit
Right now.
And if you
The
have
views
three,
and opinions
and if
expressed
you have
on the
3
Robb Crocker
kids,
Show.
it's shit, right? And
Oh,
then, so
first of all, your kids shouldn't be
so
drinking
Crocker,
Starbucks, Mike.
I can't.
So Mike
Crocker,
takes his 7-year-old to get Starbucks.
I cannot.
You know that's bad parenting.
So, Don Miller, let me talk. Crocker, I can't just see you going to Starbucks to get fucking whatever chai latte fucking bullshit
I
you
don't.
want to get.
I don't.
You're not going to do it.
No, I send somebody
Yes.
else.
Dave just
You have a
Dave
delivery
just sent me a
service.
message, Mike.
You have
to ask
delivery
him-
service with Publix.
Do you
have
squeeze their
delivery
hand
service
too?
with everybody.
Do you squeeze the people at
how
Starbucks'
the
hand?
fuck would you know that the cup is the same fucking? Wait, like I don't get it, but yes, it is. And my girls do. I have 3 girls, and they do the same fucking thing, and I get it. And they want to get the whatever, the fucking latte, whatever, no ice, right? With a side of ice, with the fucking side of fucking side, right? Because they're trying to fucking burn out fucking Starbucks, right? They can get 2 drinks and for the price of 1. And I'm like, I'm not fucking doing it, right?
What do you get from Starbucks, Crocker?
I'm just.
Don't tell me black coffee, because
So that's it. That's it.
Literally,
girls
You
already
get the
know
little
what's going
egg.
on.
You
My
get the
girls
little
already know
eggs.
what's going
You
on
get
with
the little
Starbucks.
small ass eggs where they put a
So,
little
I
bacon.
literally,
Starbucks goes
I can't.
on
I have
with this.
I have a hard time drinking any warm liquid until it's cold. So I'm not going into Starbucks to get coffee.
It's totally fine. It's totally fine.
Hey, first of all, do you drive the big ass
I can eat a
white guy
strawberry
truck up to the
acai
window?
refresher.
You gotta get on the elevator to go downstairs to the window. You put the big ass white dude.
if you go to the one international,
So let me tell you about my girls.
Dave,
My girls say-
Dave,
my-
stop!
my
His truck
girls-
is 2 stories above the window.
My girls say strawberry acai refresher.
You know what the best part about the night is?
The little gay guy at the window's
No
like,
ice,
"Sir, I can't
no
see your
ice
hands."
With the side ice.
The best part about the night
You
is
got them big dick beaters. I can't see your hands, sir. Your latte can't reach.
you know what? We're gonna talk about hands real quick. It's time to wrap it up. But
Oh God. I love this show. To
when
all
you-
my listeners, please follow the Robb Crocker Show on all platforms.
when you have the ability to meet someone for the first time, you only have one opportunity to make an impression.
Absolutely.
So if you go up there with your gimp hand and shake their hand, pretty much the rest of your life, that's the gimp hand guy.
But if you drive up in a 350, big ass wheels, and if the back of your truck is wider than the front of your truck, let me repeat that for the people in the back. If the back of your pickup truck is wider than the front of your pickup truck, just get out the truck and go in the restaurant, right?
So what I want to say.
I like
is
it. I like it.
I'm telling you, that's the truth, man.
All right, Mike, what you got to end it up for you?
There's certain people in your life that you fucking respect. You, Crocker, are my most unwanted.
Don't say it, bitch. Don't say it.
I love you.
I'm gonna fight you in this studio. I've been buying shit from you for 20 years.
Lauren Schultz. I'm gonna give you a shout out.
Ain't this some shit?
we're not doing this again.
my,
Come on.
I've been buying drinks from you before you met this white man.
My girl, Cynthia Bresnick, is the
that
most
amazing?
fucking
How quick?
unbelievable person in my life.
We shall
My mom,
overcome.
right? My mom.
someday.
All right, cut his mic
And
off.
Robbie Jones! Robbie Jones! Robbie Jones!
All right, JB.
Robbie Jones! Robbie Jones!
John, we're going to
Dave, I
circle
told
back.
you we was gonna be on the black people.
No, we're going to circle back. JB, I appreciate you so much
He ain't said a damn thing.
for sitting
why he
there,
appreciates
for
it.
sitting there patiently listening to all of the chaos.
Yeah.
But now's the best part. What resonated with you of everything we talked about tonight that touches your heart, and what would you want to do different tomorrow morning?
That's good. That's good, Crocker.
I'd say
Are we on mic?
we are. And we are, Mike. I'd say get rid of that federal judge, and that's the first one to start. Set a precedent and start going down the line and get rid of all of them. This person was probably appointed as a federal judge by a past president years ago and hasn't been checked in quite some time. Set a precedent by kicking them out and then go down the line to knock a lot of them out. That's just the beginning. And that's all I have to say.
Go to that mic.
What about me?
Yeah, your
Move.
turn. It's your turn now.
No, Mike's done.
Okay, who started?
Don, I mean, David, I'm going to let David speak.
Oh, please get up, Mike.
David, I want to hear. I invited you here for a specific reason tonight, other than you being my friend.
Absolutely.
I wanted you to see the misery that I go through on Tuesday nights.
Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, The Robb Crocker Show on YouTube.
Subscribe and like. I want to know what your honest evaluation is after sitting here for an hour, what your thoughts are, and what we can do better as the Robb Crocker Show. but what we can do better as a community of all of us.
Well, I don't want to touch on what you guys can change as far as the show or how you run the show, but I will.
Because it's that bad, right?
No. Hey, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Okay. Trust me. I will say that when you guys were talking about the illegals being rounded up, in one quick brush, I definitely have a problem with that. I understand exactly where you were coming from. America runs off. Yes, they might be here illegally, but they are doing some of the things that the average person would not do. These people are not here committing crimes or murdering people. They're here just trying to make a living and support their families. And some of them are actually here on work visas and still getting rounded up and sent back. So I wish that the system is definitely broken. I wish that we could address that and find a better way to address people that may be here illegally. I will also disagree with your stance on the judges. Just because they were appointed by a previous president, or maybe they were sitting there or been in that position for some time, I don't think that we need to have checks and balances.
Yeah.
I don't think that just because a judge is kicking back or speaking against an agenda that the current president is trying to put forth, I don't think that that means they need to be removed. Mm-hmm. We don't live. This is not a dictatorship. I don't think that President Trump should be able to just do whatever he wants without being checked.
Absolutely.
So I will respectfully disagree with you on that. As far as the Shador Sanders thing, yes, you won $501 bills from me. I paid him in $1 bills.
Absolutely, I was there. I saw it.
But that whole situation was a shit show. Yes, his father probably did mess him up in that situation and cause him to drop. But I also think that the whole situation was overblown.
Absolutely.
The NFL drafts people with a lot more baggage than a 20-year-old kid who likes to flash his jewelry and hold his wrist up. There was some politics and some other things going on with that. But other than that, I enjoyed myself. I'm going to come back next time and take Mike's place here behind the microphone and have something to say.
Okay, shout out to number 40, the Louisville Cardinals, 1996, 7 and 8, correct?
Correct.
Okay, number 40, Louisville Cardinals, number 40, 6, 7, and 8.
Well, David, I appreciate you being here, and I hope you know how much I appreciate you.
Appreciate you too, bro.
And value our
bro.
friendship.
You like our
Because a lot of people look and they see and they don't understand. But I know that when I sit beside you, that I have somebody I can trust beside me.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely. I appreciate it.
All right, Don, what you got from tonight?
Let me just say something, right? The Negro been rounded up in America and arrested and incarcerated on bogus nonviolent offenses since Joe Biden wrote legislative action in the summer of 1984. And nobody screamed and hollered, why is the Negro being rounded up on a broad brush? The Negro wasn't illegal in this country. The Negro came to this country on ships against their will. So for us to run to microphones because we have these illegals who have snuck into this country and scream and holler that it's wrong to incarcerate them or send them home, the Negro came to this country from all points east.
And when did Joe Biden do this?
Stay with me.
I don't know. And under what presidency?
You're right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. My point is this. The Negro has been rounded up and incarcerated at a rate larger than any group in America. 2.3 million inmates in this country.
Yes.
Overwhelmingly, as you know, JB, nonviolent criminal offenders. So I'm concerned that how everybody is so concerned that an illegal, a person who should not be here, is getting swept up with a broad brush, while the Negro in America has been swept up with a broad brush since the summer of '82 when they put crack cocaine in our community. We had no crack. They gave us crack. They gave us drug dealers. They gave us crack. Secondly, this is very important. The judge takes an oath to abide by the law. I get it. That judge was emotional and had her own feelings. Most judges do. But when you swear to take an oath to abide by the law, your feelings mean nothing at all. You must abide by the law. And secondly, and finally, thirdly, crack cocaine is the new Starbucks. So if you paying $9 for a latte grande espinosa, whatever the hell that's called, you are engaged in drug activity.
Final thoughts.
It's pretty heavy tonight, Gonzo. I just listened to what Don said. And I think about the scenarios that we're in as a country right now. The political party that was driving the ship when all of this took place was a liberal party. It was the Democratic Party that created the African American scenario
With crack cocaine.
with crack cocaine that was just, they weren't deporting illegal aliens, they were imprisoning
Prisoning.
African Americans
Citizens.
who were here legally. So the system has to be fixed. There is a way to do it. When the congressmen and the senators wake up tomorrow morning, they need to ask themselves, how can we make the country better? They got to get out of their heads not wanting to work with someone. I look at these guys sitting on the steps of Capitol Hill. Man, it's real simple. You don't have to go out and get in front of a camera. All you have to do is have a good idea. Right now, the good idea is simple. We have a problem. We got 15 million illegal Latin Americans, illegal immigrants. Which ones are good? Which ones are bad? You know what we're going to do? I'm going to open Raymond James Stadium in Tampa right now. If you are here illegally, I want to help you. Come here. We're going to register you. We're going to get your ID if you have one. We're going to get your information. We're going to give you the opportunity to get your background run. If you have illegal issues, I'm sorry, you're going to have to go back to your country. But if you don't have a single mark on your record, we want you to stay here. We want you to be a part of the community. We will figure out a way. We're not going to give you food stamps. We're not going to give you this. But if you want to get a job and you want to work and you want to report in, just Elon Musk, all these guys are too smart. They can create the apps. They can create the watches. They can create a way that we can accommodate. There's 15 to 18 million, maybe 2-3 million. But like Don said earlier, they're not the criminals. You can't throw a net out to catch one fish and you take away 100 fishes. It's just, I don't know how or what, but I know that Governor DeSantis, I know what you're trying to do. President Trump, I know what you're trying to do. I'm so proud of you, President Trump, for closing the border down, because you have accomplished the number one thing already. There's no more illegals coming to the country. But let's solve the problem with the ones that are here. Because you can't deport 15 million people. So, JB, what do you want off your ship?
Oh, I thought I just did that.
No, you didn't do shit.
Jesus. How can you do that? Right now. What are you going to do right now? What are you going to do right now?
Mike, what do you want off your ship other than your ex-wife?
What? I hate my ex-wife. Shout out to Cynthia Bresnik, my she's amazing.
That's the 19th time you said her
Lauren
name.
Schultz.
Don, what do you want off your
amazing.
ship?
She's amazing.
Shout out to Tom Tillis,
North Carolina.
buddy, who Robb Crocker is getting ready to come at your head and run against your ass.
Don, what do you want off your ship?
Robb Crocker is running for United States Senate from Raleigh, North Carolina. Shout out to Tom Tillis. Get ready, get right.
JB, what do you want off your ship? Gonzo, what do you want off your ship? You didn't talk tonight.
Sorry, I was outshined by all these brilliant people in the room.
Hey, you don't have to beat us there, but you can meet us at the Vineyard Lake Mary.
It's true.
Appreciate everybody. Look forward to seeing you next week.
Bye-bye, y'all.
That may be the best show we've ever done.